welcome back. I am Vivekanandan. Today we are going to discuss about this particular concept called as hedgehog. This particular concept was first published in this particular book, was written in this particular book named as Good to Great. Yes, Good to Great is considered to be one of the all-time greatest business books. So in this particular book, author Mr. Jim Collins writes about this particular hedgehog concept. So this concept is primarily very useful for people who want to establish a successful business or who want to be very successful in their careers or too. So this particular concept, I'm going to explain it with a story which the author has described in this book. Then later I'm going to speak about that particular concept, and again to understand it better, I'm just going to give you one particular example from the particular book. So this is all about today's video. So let us right away jump into the video. So to start with, this particular hedgehog, this actually is an animal. So it is actually a mouse, similar to a porcupine but lesser in size, but smaller in size. So it actually primarily lives in the forest. And what happens here is what happens is this particular fox living in the forest, they really wanted to attack this hedgehog. So they use a lot of different tactics. They attack this hedgehog from behind, from the side, or come straight away and directly jump on the hedgehog. And the foxes try a lot of methods to attack this hedgehog. But irrespective of all these things, this hedgehog is unperturbed. So what it does is, for any kind of method which the fox uses to attack it, it actually employs only one particular strategy to safeguard it. And what is that one particular strategy? While this fox jumps on it, this particular hedgehog, what it does is it extends its thorns. So this is similar to a porcupine, as I mentioned earlier. So it also has a lot of thorns in its body. So the moment all these opponents, enemies jump on it, it extends, it widens its thorns so that that particular attacker falls on these thorns and get hurt. So similarly, the fox, once while it pounces on this particular hedgehog, gets injured by these thorns and it runs away into the forest. But irrespective of it, it again tries some other tactics. It never understands what is the primary problem with the hedgehog. So without understanding the problem, it keeps on employing a lot of tactics to finally fail in their attempts. But this particular hedgehog, what it does is, it actually employs only one particular strategy, but that is a very simple and effective strategy, and it keeps on winning against its opponents. So that is a particular story. Through this particular story, the author tries to say that this particular simple concept, simple method actually safeguards it from its predators. Similarly, in life and business, you can actually employ this particular hedgehog concept. So he interprets it in a different way. So while we employ this concept in our professional lives, we can also become very victorious. And what is that concept? How does he explain it? He actually explains about three different concepts. The first concept is all about deciding what is that one particular area of your specialization, one particular area where you can be the best in the world. So that is the first thing. Those people who are going to go for a job really need to think about it. And those people who are already in the job, what they have to do is, they just have to think about it. Even though they are already earning well, even though their competence level is very high, they can still ask themselves this particular question, whether they are best at it. So this is the first thing, attribute he's speaking about. And the second one is, he speaks about deep passion for that particular work. But he is not speaking about some reckless passion. He is asking us to be very careful. For example, you can have passion in one particular work, but do you have the skill sets to be successful in that passion? That's a very important question which we have to ask. He asks us to be very critical over here. For example, you might want to become an entrepreneur, but we really have to ask our questions: have you built all the right skills for becoming an entrepreneur? Or you really want to be a police officer, but have you developed all the right skills skills to become a police officer? If not, we really have to build the skills first, or else this particular passion is going to become a disaster. So he speaks about effective checks and balances. Now, two attributes are over. One is, are we the best at this particular thing? And the second is, are we having some deep passion to achieve that? So two things. We might automatically think that if these two things combine, it is going to result in some tremendous success. But the author says, no, hold on. There is one more attribute which you really have to care about it, which is, when these two attributes combine, is that producing enough cash flow? Is that an economic engine for you which will help you to sustain? So that is a very, very important question over here. So that is something very, very, very important which we have to consider. But that doesn't mean that those people who are following their passion and having the right skills lose hope. No, do not lose hope. The author is giving you a very good example so that we understand this particular concept better. So please hear this example and then make your decision. Now, example is this particular example. He shares this example of this particular bank called as Wells Fargo. So Wells Fargo is a prominent bank in the United States, and this particular bank, once upon a time, what they felt was they want to compete against this another bank called as Citicorp. Citicorp was having offices across the globe. It was dominating the global banking industry. And Wells Fargo was trying to compete Citicorp, outperform Citicorp, and it never attained success. And the employees were dissatisfied and they were not producing enough results. So finally, at one point of time, Wells Fargo sat down and thought about how things are shaping up. Since they were dissatisfied, they tried to employ this particular hedgehog concept to their business. So now they asked the first question: whether are we the best in this particular banking industry, competing Citibank? The answer was a big no. So they just wanted to redefine their business. So how can we become best in this banking industry? So let us cut down the geography. Let us just concentrate in the United States of America alone. Then will we get the required results? Then will we be the best in banking in America? The answer was again no. So then they again asked this particular question: if we are going to concentrate only in the western part of the United States, then will we become the best at it? The answer was yes. So now they totally cut off operations across America, across the globe, and started concentrating only into a small part in this western part of United States of America. So that was the first thing they did. Second is, they asked the question: are we passionate enough to do business in this particular area, to be in this banking industry? The answer was yes. Then now they started dominating. But how did they dominate? They applied the necessary controls. For example, banking is all about regulations and deregulation. So these guys made it very, very efficient and simple. The process and procedures very efficient and simple. So what happened very soon? They started getting the results. They started applying what the hedgehog usually does against its opponents. It follows one simple strategy. Similarly, these guys made everything simple. They were very, very deeply passionate about their business, and finally they started getting the results. Now the big question is, that is okay, but only if you're going to do business across a bigger geography, you will get some proper results, you will get some good cash flow, isn't it? But how are you managing cash flow? But here the author shares a very important statistics. The statistics is like this. What has actually happened was Wells Fargo, they changed their business plan. They got a deep insights about the economics of their business, and instead of concentrating on profit per transaction, per deposit, per loan and all, they started concentrating on profit per employee. That is one kind of a strategy they employed after getting a deep insights about how their particular industry was functioning. But then the point is, they actually showed results. Net was a profit. Net was a profit here. And one more interesting thing the author shares, I'll just share that and conclude the video, which is at that time the banking industry was not performing to its best. It was not one of the top industries to make money. So it was actually one of the bottom industries. But in spite of that, Wells Fargo bet the market by 4 times, 5 times in terms of producing wealth and value. So the point over here is when passion and your talent combines over here, you can actually automatically try to find how to make money of it, make the economy work out of your business. So this is one thing which I really wanted to speak about in this particular video. I was really very much impressed by this particular concept, and hence I thought of sharing that with you. So please share your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good day.